So it's April 10th today, and we're gonna start tapping the trees. Usually I start about 1 week earlier, but this March was very cold, and much colder than it was like a record cold. So I think maybe it might be a little bit delayed, the tapping season, because maybe the ground still might be frozen. So we're about to find out. I'm gonna tap several different trees today, and we'll see if we get any flowing. Might have to wait another week or something until it starts warming up a little bit more. But it's melting now. Everything is melting. The surface of the ground is melting. It's getting real muddy. So let's use it. So when you tap the tree, you want to first identify which tree is going to be suitable. So this one here is big enough. You want at least like 10 to 12 inches in diameter. And so this tree here is, you want to clean the surface a little bit and drill, I think it's 7/16 is the size of this bit. Let me just double check. So when you drill, you want to go in at about a 15-20 degree angle, slightly up. And you want to go in about this far, about 1.5 inches. Put it in there good so it's not going to fall out, especially when this bucket fills up. You definitely don't want this thing to fall off and lose all your sap. Doesn't look like anything's coming out of this one, so let's try another one. Right there is good, and then kind of bring it in and out. All right, should be good. Now we're gonna put the tap. That should be good. And you can go ahead and throw the bucket on. Nothing flowing yet. I think the ground is still heavily frozen from this cold March we had. It's already flowing. This one's good. This one's a gusher here. Wow. This guy's gonna be a heavy duty producer. And we just tapped this tree maybe about 3 hours ago, and it's already giving us a nice little yield. A little bit in there. So. We're at the towards the end of April, and the trees just started flowing in the last few days. And usually by this time in a normal year, we're coming to the end of tapping season. So towards the end of tapping season, the chemistry in the trees starts becoming more active, and the sap gets cloudy, and like ferments, goes bad really quick. And once it gets all foamy and stuff, it's done. Stop collecting it, because there's almost no sugar in it anymore. So the most pure sugar you're gonna have is at the beginning of the tapping season, which this year is late April. Yeah, it's a nice little harvest here. Really small amount, this one. Ooh-wee. It's about 10 gallons concentrated down into this sort of birch syrup, birch sap concentrate. I'm gonna put probably another 10 to 12 gallons in here before I turn it into syrup. I used to use a candy thermometer, and now I can just tell based on the thickness and how it acts when I'm trying to boil it, and it basically doesn't want to boil anymore. So, and if I force it and try to boil it more, it's easy to scorch the material and burn everything. So you got to be very careful with this. But you can smell it, and you can smell that this is still good. It smells good, you know. It smells, has that kind of a dashi or cookies smell. So it's not been scorched, so it's still good. But you just really got to vigorously stir it at this final step, final stage. That's a pretty good harvest, actually. But yeah, you can tell it's very thick and very syrupy, even though it's hot. When it gets cloudy like this, towards the end of the tapping season, it starts to get a little cloudy and a little foamy, then you have to immediately boil it. This will go bad really fast. It's so good. So birch syrup and butter melting together for the cookies we're gonna make. Those light. This music. Birch syrup cookies. Shirakaba cookies. Some birch syrup cookies that we just made here. Really, definitely the taste carried through the smell anyways. It's very subtle and very gentle sweetness that the birch syrup brought through these cookies. It almost tastes like one of those healthy cookies you're gonna eat. So the tapping season is finished. We got a pretty good harvest of syrup this year. And I'm gonna clean these taps. And some people make a little plug and plug up the hole. But I found that just leaving it as is, the tree heals itself after about a month. So there's no need. So even though the leaves are not really developed yet, which this year is really late, but the air is getting warm, so we're starting to get some mold and stuff growing, a lot of bugs, so it's time to finish tapping.